Live from the YK Studios in Adelaide, Australia, it's the Pop Culture Spread.
Stark, I hear you have an unusual problem. You should talk.
Maybe if I can control it, I can use it.
The Incredible Hulk.
The subway's probably quickest.
Me in a metal tube with hundreds of people in the most aggressive city in the world.
Right. Let's get a cab.
Hello everyone and welcome to Pop Culture Spread. I'm Rick, this is Jace, and we are now into our second retrospective Marvel, I guess, review, chat, and obviously as you can see it's on the Incredible Hulk. Now for me, I'm going to be very, very biased. I'm a huge Hulk fan, so I'm very, very excited for this, as you can see. So we're going to talk about the film, talk about what we liked, what we didn't, a bit of everything, have a bit of a chat. I'll get Jace to go in the synopsis if you like.
Thanks, Rick. No worries. Well, let's get started about the movie. Scientist Bruce Banner scours the planet for an antidote to the unbridled force of rage within him, the Hulk. But when military masterminds who dream of exploiting his powers force him back to civilization, he finds himself coming face to face with a new deadly foe. Wow. Starring Edward Norton, Liv Tyler, Tim Roth, William Hurt, Timberlake Nelson, Ty Burrell. Wow. Lou Ferrigno, of
the
course.
original.
And of course, the great Stan Lee. Wow, Rick. 2008.
Wow.
It's only a couple of months after Iron Man.
So a couple of months after Iron Man. Just so you guys, for people who are not aware, this has got nothing to do with Ang Lee's Hulk that came back out
in 2003.
This has got nothing to do with it.
Banner starring, Jennifer Connelly starring.
Yeah. Hulk. So this is not a sequel. This is not anything to do with it. It's a completely standalone.
It's a reimagining.
I guess.
To say about it.
Yeah.
But look, he's wearing his Hulk gloves and he's wearing his Hulk hat. But you guys have got to understand, I've known this man for a very, very long time.
Yeah, a long time.
His obsession with the Hulk is probably unchallenged, I would say.
Yeah.
You're a massive fan, Rick.
Big fan.
From the old series.
From the old series. Like, I used to watch the original series back in the 70s when, Lou Ferrigno was the Hulk.
David Banner,
David Banner, played by Bill Bixby. And the reason why they went with David Banner is, and there's a really good documentary that Stan Lee is on, that he was stating that back then in the 70s, they thought Bruce was too much of a gay name to have on TV back then. Yeah, no, this is no shit. This is legitimately true. And they thought it was too gay, and they thought David was more of a manlier name. And I mean, Stan Lee was fighting for it. He said, "Look, I wrote the character. I designed it. It has to be Bruce." But no, the studio said no. It has to be David. So
that's interesting, isn't it?
Bill Bixby, who played David Banner.
So you mentioned Ang Lee's Hulk, and I think it's fair to say that a lot of people. It's a very divisive film, the 2003 Hulk. A lot of people did not like the way it was done. It's a film that mixes a lot of genres. I mean, in a way, it's probably the most comic book looking film out of all of them. The use of the panels and everything that they did with that.
Yes, at the beginning,
but then it was mixed with this family drama about child abuse, which was super weird.
Which is kind of, if you follow the original stories of the Hulk back when they first set up in the comic books, that was the storyline which they had.
Really?
So it kind of followed, it followed that story, which is kind of true, but it didn't
feel a bit off for me though.
It did, yeah.
But that was then. Then in 2008, obviously Marvel's gotten the rights back
for Hulk,
for Hulk, and they've decided to, like we said, a reimagining, and they've cast Edward Norton as Bruce Banner.
Interesting
choice, wasn't it?
Yeah, different. Yeah. I guess seeing a lot of movies that Edward Norton had done, and I thought, does he come across as a Bruce Banner? Does he have that,
Look, I think it's
scientist
fair
feel?
to say I enjoy his performance in the role. Edward Norton is an actor I actually quite respect. The problem we've got, Rick, is the white elephant in the room we're not talking about, and that is everybody's favourite Hulk, Mark Ruffalo, and it's hard to look back at Edward Norton and compare to such a great performance that Mark Ruffalo gives. But we're here to talk about the Incredible Hulk, so we're going to talk about that. And then let's talk about the start of this film.
And this is the crucial part, which I felt, which is really, really good, how Marvel actually did it, was the start was, I loved how everything that you needed to know about Bruce Banner, how he became the Hulk, how he became everything, like his backstory was in the actual credits, the beginning credits.
Yes, the montage.
Yeah, which I thought was fantastic because I think if you had it on, you have like a whole probably hour or more scene of him and his whole backstory. We all know it. We've all seen it in previous Marvel movies, but this one I think they nailed it, and it was really good that they did it. And then it just goes into him being in
Rio.
In Rio, yeah.
And he's working in a factory that makes soda pop, I believe.
Soda pop, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
green
and
soda
that's
pop.
what he's doing. And obviously, as we're seeing him in his life, and he's also, besides working in the factory, he's been taking a lot of exercises to control,
meditation and breathing
to try to
exercises.
control him from raging out.
Yeah.
There was an incident in one of at his work one day where he cuts himself.
Yeah.
And a drop of his blood hits one of the soda bottles. He thinks he's got it all. He cleans
Thinks
it
all
all
got
up.
Gets,
Bam.
Gets sent off to the US.
And guess who gets to drink it?
Stan.
Lee. So, which is pretty funny.
Yeah.
But then go back into that factory. He has a run-in with the local goons. You should probably best describe them. Which then, unfortunately, causes him his first Hulk out.
To Hulk out. Now, I lost my shit when I saw this on the cinemas because I was expecting, because we didn't see much about what he would look like and everything like that, but fuck, did he look good. I loved it. I was like a kid back then. I just loved it. It was the best feeling to see him on the screen.
Because they don't do the reveal immediately.
No, that's
there's
right.
a lot of him in shadows. You see a forklift go flying and all this kind of stuff. But and
he's getting
when
chased.
He is revealed, it's pretty great, isn't it?
So he's getting chased by two, I guess, main characters, General Ross, or Theodore Thunderbolt Ross, who...
And that's after he's had the Hulk out.
They know about, yeah.
So they've traced him back to the manufacturing plant.
And he is the father of the daughter, who is the love interest of...
Betty Ross,
who's the love interest, who actually worked with Banner in the laboratory.
So they're chasing him, aren't they? And
they're chasing, yeah.
And no, they haven't done that yet, sorry. They try to chase him, and then what happens? He goes back to America.
Goes back to, because he's trying to find a cure. He wants to get rid of this, I guess, disease, I guess you want to call it. He thinks it is. He hasn't come to terms with what the Hulk is, so he's been talking to a guy named Mr. Blue, and then they call him Mr. Green.
Over the internet.
So you really don't know who this character is and where he's from and so forth. And then that's when Banner goes back makes the decision
to try to make contact with him.
Yeah. He sent a sample of his blood, which he was a bit reluctant to do it. He didn't really want to do it.
No.
And then he sent a little sample of blood, and then he went over to
Went over to find him.
And that's when he obviously rekindles with Betty.
With Betty again, absolutely, and, who is played by the lovely Liv Tyler.
Liv Tyler, yeah.
Who is serviceable as Betty Ross. She's not given a lot to do in this film, honestly.
No.
It's a pretty generic kind of love interest type of role for her. But once he gets back though, is this when we see the introduction of the villain?
Yeah, he's kind of building up, because he's got another, so Theodore Bolt, or General Ross, has another guy with him, Tim Roth, who plays Lebronsky. I think it's Sergeant Lebronsky or Lieutenant Lebronsky. He's a Russian. Yeah.
No, he's an English.
SAS
who was trained in Russia.
Yeah, so he's got that accent, but he's So the first encounter in Mexico, he fights the first time he sees the Hulk, and he has the fight with him. He's like, oh wow, what the hell's going on? You thought this was just a recovery remission, what's going on, blah, blah, blah. And then he sees him as the Hulk. So he goes to Theodore and go, look, I want, what's going on. I want some of that power. I want, what's going on. So then that's when Theodore goes, all right, well, General Ross goes, okay, well, shows him the secret that I guess they've been working on, which goes back to
it's kind of a synthetic
Captain America
super serum.
Super serum.
So they're trying to take elements of the super serum and elements of what the research that Bruce Banner had done
to make a super soldier program. Kind of relive what Captain America. They're trying to redo that. So they inject Tim Roth with this serum. Doesn't really react with him very, very well. So going back to
big,
So
it turns him quite monstrous.
So going back, they have this big fight in the I guess the university.
Great scene.
Great scene
in the university. This is
really
where
cool.
I think we really get to see the Hulk, mate.
We do, yeah.
We really get to see him in that scene.
They've
got him trapped in the glass walkway above.
They try and smoke him out, and
the hand grows, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. And he slowly sees him grow.
Mate,
just
launches out of there.
Yeah.
And mate, they've got those couple of tanks that turn up with the what is it, like a sonic boom type of
because
thing
he's so strong.
Him down, but doesn't take long for the Hulk to make him.
No, he doesn't. So he sees that Betty's trying to calm him down and control him, and she runs off, and General Ross is like, no, get back, he's going to hurt you, and then
is that where he takes her to the cave?
Yeah, after that whole scene, so he takes down that chopper, it blows up, and he covers Betty, and because she was going to get explosion,
that's right.
He covers her. Prior to that, the Hulk kicked the shit out of Lebronsky. Like just one kick, and then he just kind of flying back in, and the thing. So he's out of action.
And that's when he goes into that program.
Yeah. So, and then they're like, they think, Lebronsky's done. That's it. Hulk takes Liv Tyler away back to this, I don't know, rainforest cave, wherever you want to call it, because he can actually jump really, really high and really far. So,
yeah.
And then. There's a scene where they go, I think you need to see this general where he goes
But before we go any further, though, I'd like to talk about that scene in the cave because, Ang Lee's Hulk, the CG that was pretty good.
Yeah,
I got to say, some of the CG in this film at times can be rather PlayStation graphics.
Yep.
But that scene especially was fantastic in the cave with the water running off of him.
Yep.
And the detail there was actually really, really fantastic.
Yep.
And I'm probably being a bit harsh there. 90% of the CG in this is top notch for its time. But I got to say, and I've been waiting to talk about this, Rick, and this is where we might get a bit controversial. I don't like the design of the Hulk.
Yep.
All right, I'm not a fan.
Yep.
I really struggle. I see the Hulk there, but it doesn't feel like the Hulk that I'm expecting. And same like the Ang Lee Hulk was way too much almost Dayglow green for me. This seems a bit too muscly and sinewy, if I could say that.
Yep.
You know what I mean? They tried to put too much muscular, fine definition on him. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the design, I've got to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But the action still.
And don't get me wrong, the CG was great, like you said, in that whole scene in the cave. The whole Ang Lee Hulk, they went with a different approach, which you don't really see it in this one.
They go out of their way to not associate anything to do with that Ang Lee Hulk.
What I mean by there's different, because there's so many different, there's actually different heights of the Hulk, believe it or not, and throughout comic books and so forth.
Yeah, I mean, in the Ang Lee one.
In the Ang Lee one,
we're going to have to end up doing a review on Ang Lee Hulk.
We should forget about that movie.
The angrier he got,
the bigger he got.
Does that happen in this Incredible Hulk?
No, it doesn't. He's one size in this one. That's the thing. So they don't emphasise that. They don't go more into the... So the Ang Lee one was more comic book related, and so much for this one as well. But yeah, I guess like you said before in the beginning, we keep seeing the whole Mark Ruffalo Hulk. and you can't. I mean,
Yeah.
fuck, man, that's the best Hulk, hands down. You
Oh,
can't-
mate, yeah, I can't wait to talk about the
And,
Avengers because I'm just going to fawn over this guy.
Yeah.
So, I'm just probably showing all my cards now, but... Well.
Yeah. Oh,
Anyway, but
hands up to that.
Look,
yeah.
we're at the point now. They're out of the cave.
So they're out of the cave.
Hotel room and all
So
that
yeah,
kind of
they go back. So they're on the run. He communicates with Mr. Blue, and Mr. Blue says, "No, you need to come in.
Yes.
We need to come in and see you."
Yep.
All right. So he says it's a bit dangerous, but they go in and see him. So Mr. Blue and Mr. Green meet up. So the guy who is Mr. Blue is the character Samuel Stern. So he's I guess a lecturer or a scientist at the university.
A professor.
Or professor, yeah, a professor. But in the actual comic books, I just want to give you some little info. But in the actual comic books, he's actually a janitor. He actually plays a janitor.
Right.
So they went a different
got an
direction.
upgrade.
Yeah. So which is kind of cool, just a little
Promotion, well
little
done.
fact. So,
there you go.
so then they get together and they go, okay. He tested his blood and he said, look, I can pretty much cure you. So they pretty much do an experiment on Bruce.
And what happens?
It all went pear shit. It just
Shit.
It did. It just went to
It
shit.
just went everywhere.
It did. He took the
he
serum.
hulks out again,
So he
doesn't he?
hulks out. They encourage him to hulk out. So he's on the table. He hulks out. They induce him with this serum, and then he slowly goes back down. And then it's like, okay, yep, no worries. They start talking, and then he mentions that, your other samples, your other the test subjects didn't last as long. And he's like, what other Then it reveals that he manipulated his blood and made
He's a baddie too.
So it all turns to shit because they're not far from him. And Lebronski's back. He's been injected, and he's gone a bit crazy.
He's gone a bit nuts.
He's gone a bit nuts.
Has he started to transform yet?
Not yet. He kills one of General Ross's soldiers, and then he the Hulk was actually taken away. They actually, Bruce got taken away. They tranquilized him, shipped him off onto a helicopter with General Ross. They think, we've got him.
Right.
He's contained. Let's take him away because they want to harvest him for weapons.
In the meantime,
Lebronski, he's killed him. He's gone to Samuel Stearns and gone, well, hang on a minute. I want what the Hulk's got. Give me what the Hulk's got. Inject it. And he goes, well, you've got a little bit of something in yourself, but I don't know what you've got and how it's going to react. Well, he goes,
you know how it reacts.
I don't give a shit. Inject me. So he does.
Yeah.
And then
turns into the monstrous abomination.
which is,
also then he knocks that professor over. And
that's right. He
happens?
knocks the professor over, and a bit of Bruce's blood goes into the cut. Now you notice if you see the movie, his head grows. Now, if you're a comic book fan, you would pick up that he is actually what they call another villain of the Hulk called the Leader.
The Leader.
So, which I thought was pretty cool, and I thought, maybe they're going to go in that direction.
Lead to something at that
it's going to lead it, but
yeah.
it just,
Right.
I guess it never
So
went
at that stage now, Abomination
is out there. He's
bolted. Where's he headed?
He's out on the street. They got soldiers out
Is he
trying
Brooklyn? Is it Brooklyn or something? I remember we may be wrong on that one.
He's out in the middle.
But
somewhere.
he's on the city streets.
On the city streets. Yeah. Soldiers everywhere, and they're taking fire, and he's just trashing
Banner's
shit.
still in the chopper.
Banner's in the chopper.
They realise
they get a call in going, the Hulk's on the loose, and Bolt goes, no, he's not.
Yeah.
And
Shit's
then
bad.
shit's hit the fan, and then they see footage of one of the soldiers, getting the shit kicked out of him by Abomination, and then
so Hulk does an Iron Man and just
jumps out.
Just
jumps out. Going, we don't know if he's going to change back. We don't know anything because he's taken the serum.
No.
We don't know if he's going to turn.
Well,
Hits the ground, and then
it's on.
It's on like Donkey
Bang!
Kong.
There we go. To
It
the
is
final
on.
scene. It's Hulk versus Abomination in the city streets. Now, how do I feel about this as a scene?
Yeah, this is.
It's a good fight. It's a good fight. Unfortunately, mired by some of those PlayStation graphics at times.
Yeah.
But it's a good fight. Lots of action. It was clear to know what was going on. You actually felt they were getting hit. Like, there were times when Hulk was basically getting beaten. And you kind of felt it with him as he was getting pummeled. But obviously Hulk bounces back.
Hulk bounces back.
And he pulls off a couple of signature moves.
He does.
What's the first signature move he does?
The first one is the air clap.
And he does that because the chopper's crashed.
Because the chopper's crashed.
He's trying to save Betty.
And he's trying to save Betty, and it's just gone.
And
so he's just gone.
That is awesome.
Bang! And then
and it's just put it all out.
Yeah.
Then, as things are going, I think he's been beaten down, but he's coming back at this stage.
Yeah.
When he does the Hulk smash.
The Hulk smash, yeah.
Great, okay.
Which separates
it. But finally, he gets the abomination by getting that chain around his neck.
Yeah, it was a chain. It was a big chain that he was choking.
But interestingly enough, Rick, it doesn't kill him.
No, he doesn't, because Betty comes out
kill him.
and has a chat to Bruce and tries and calms him down and says, "You're better than this. Don't do it." Yeah. And I kind of thought, all right, fair enough. I guess he's not going to kill him, but that just didn't really lead anywhere.
And by the end of the film, he's what now? He's decided he's up. He's
gone.
He's in the. What is he, in Canada or something
just
like that?
He died. He just jumps off.
And you
jumps
see him
out,
meditating, but at the final bit, if I remember, his eyes go green.
Yeah, how many? There's been X amount of days before you've had a meltdown.
And that's basically the film in a nutshell. And it's an enjoyable film, but in many ways, kind of forgettable film.
Look,
and what's it missing? I mean, one of the interesting things it's missing. Who's not in the movie? Maybe people expect him to be in the movie, but he wasn't.
Who? Am I missing
Samuel Jackson.
Oh, Samuel. Yeah, Samuel.
They introduced him in Avengers. People were hoping he was coming back.
Well, you saw him briefly in Iron Man in that last credit, and then you thought, "Oh, is it?" But
So we think the final scene. Now let's talk about the post-credit scene, which in fact is not a post-credit scene, Rick.
No, it's not.
It is not a post-credit scene.
Okay.
To a popular belief, it is. But this is the only Marvel film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe that doesn't actually have a post-credit scene. The scene you're thinking of, with Tony Stark and General Ross at the bar, actually happens before the credits start.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, interesting enough, isn't it? So,
well, I didn't know that.
So if you watch it again, the actual credits haven't started yet. So he's done his eyes to green, then it cuts to the bar. So it's still in the main film.
Yeah, okay.
Just a little bit of a snippet. Here's another little snippet too. If you go to the alternate Blu-ray release, but the alternate start to it, in the beginning of the Blu-ray, the last piece of ice that breaks up towards the screen, right at the beginning of the film, if you hit the pause button in the Frozen, you can see Captain America.
No shit.
You're going to have to check it out.
Oh, there you go, guys. If you've got the DVD
check
or
it
Blu-ray.
out. Obviously, this is not the theatrical release. This is the Blu-ray release. But yeah, absolutely. Captain America's there. That's an Easter egg for you, all right? So
there you go.
So overall, for me, this film, look, mate, it's a 7 out of 10 for me. It's an enjoyable film at the time. It's probably not the Hulk that I wanted, but I really did appreciate they tried to go more towards the TV series version, and that's how I see this film.
Yeah.
Very much it's like a Hollywood retelling of the Incredible Hulk TV series.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that for what it is.
Yeah.
I really do. But for me, it's a 7 out of 10. What about you, Rick? Where does it sit?
I get overall, For me, I'd say it's an 8, and that's been really generous.
So just to clear this up, for me and the fans out there, you consider this better than Iron Man?
Not by much.
But do you think it's better than Iron Man?
I do. Only because I'm a big Hulk fan. I'm a little bit biased about it,
and that's fine.
I think that's that side of thing coming out.
To the Star Wars retrospective.
Yeah, I'll forget that.
Bias.
But for me, but you know what? Like, did Edward Norton portray Bruce Banner for me? No, he didn't. I just didn't feel like he was Bruce Banner for me. Overall, it had some good stuff. For me, I want to see another, like everyone else, I want to see another Hulk standalone movie. But unfortunately, what's been said, they're not going to go in that direction. We all know.
Probably the closest we're going to get for a Hulk standalone in a while. It will be Thor Ragnarok, probably.
Yeah, so that I'm big on that. So, but all around, it is a good movie and it's enjoyable to watch, and it has its ups and downs. But
well, that's it, Rick. That's the end of our second entry into the Marvel retrospective discussion, review, chit-chat, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
All right, the next one up is, I believe, Iron Man 2, 2010 Iron Man 2. There was actually no Marvel release in the year 2009.
Okay.
So we now jump to Iron Man 2 in 2010.
So there you
So
go.
until then, I suppose, what do the guys need to do if they want to talk to us, reach us, get in contact?
So if you guys, please comment below if you like what you saw. Please subscribe as well.
Hit that subscribe
Hit the
button.
subscribe button. Down below here, you'll see all our social media. Hit us up on our social medias. We love the feedback. We want you guys to get involved. So please follow us and yeah.
Someone's got to tell us what to do because we've got no idea what we're doing.
That's it. This is all new to us, so we want it to be,
All right.
exciting and friendly. So yeah.
Okay, that's
Thanks
it,
very
I
much,
reckon,
guys.
Rick.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, guys, have a good time. We'll see you in a few days with our next entry. And remember,
Hulk smash.
see you guys.